Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue, and I am back for, what is this, Family of Fiance? I think that's what this is. Okay, so y'all asked me to do this, and I'm going to do it. I did it the first go round, so I'm gonna do it this time, and we're just gonna see. We're gonna see what this does, okay? Because I don't have time. No, in actuality, I'm probably gonna be trying to put as many videos on my roster as I can for the next few months, because these are the slow months, okay? These are the months where we're barely raking it in over here. So I gotta, I gotta hit the ground running for January, okay? Now I needed a little break, but we still gonna get the same amount of videos in this month, okay? I need y'all to understand. I am gonna pick up MF and advice. I meant to do it this past week, but time kind of got away from me. Like, in all honesty, I thought I was gonna like sneak it in there at some point, and I didn't. So I'm probably gonna try to do it on Tuesday, since This Is Us comes on. So I'm gonna do This Is Us and MF and advice on Tuesday. People have already sent in a bunch of letters, but if you would like to send in more, okay, you can go ahead and do that. BONDY.BRITTANY@gmail.com or mfandadvice@gmail.com. Those things should be down below in the description box. And let's get into family or fiance, since that is what we are all here for. So the first episode came on Tuesday, and it was kind of confusing. I thought it was going to be some type of sneak peek, but it actually turned out to be the very first episode. So much to my chagrin, I didn't plan on making any notes that day. So it just kind of went on by, and then you guys were asking, and I was like, okay, I'll come and review it. That Hopelessly in Love show on Lifetime, I am not reviewing that. It's not even that entertaining to me. Like, they weren't telling me anything I didn't really know. You know what I'm saying? Except for Tupac being a soulmate to every woman in the 90s. Like, Jesus Christ. Okay? If it wasn't Jada, now it's Left Eye. I know he messed with Whitney at some point. And then it's like all of these non-sexual relationships, which makes me feel like once Pac had sex with somebody, they lost their damn minds. So, whoo, Lord. So I just, it just wasn't entertaining enough for me to like add to my roster. But I'm watching. Maybe from time to time I'll do some Instagram videos. So y'all follow me on Instagram at BondyBlue. Y'all follow me on Twitter too at BondyBlue, because I tweet there. If there's something that I'm watching, I'll tweet. Okay, that's what I've been doing lately. I'm being more active on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter before I give up. Y'all, before I couldn't do it. Now it's just like word vomit, and I just kind of want to step back. So yeah, y'all follow me before I have to step back, okay? Because sometimes Twitter can be a lot. Anyway, Cindy and Jemiah. Okay, Cindy has 2 kids. Cindy is fresh out of a 12-year relationship with her baby daddy. Okay, Jemiah is giving me drug dealer, but turns out he wants to be a police officer. Completely caught me off guard. He's also fresh out of a relationship in which the lady was just like, all right, so I'm gone. This is over. I'm out the door. Didn't give any real reasoning behind it. Sometimes it's just like that. You grow out of love with people. The sparkle is gone. The thrill is gone. The thrill is gone away. Sometimes it's that. Okay. And it's hurtful. It's terrible, because you always feel like, what did I do wrong? Like, am I lack thereof? Like, am I missing something? Trust me, I've been through this. But ultimately, all you can do is just move on with your life the best you possibly can and stun on Instagram. I'm just saying. There's no revenge like being beautiful in success. I'm just saying. But Jemiah is a great stepfather, a great provider, loves the kids, treats Cindy in a way that she's not used to. Okay, they weren't really speaking on it, which was kind of annoying me, because I wasn't clear what the traumatization from the baby daddy was. All we know is Cindy does not really want to talk about it, and her family and his family both feel like they're rushing into this situation. She has 3 light-skinned hood sisters on her side. Okay, I need to give you the visual, because that's what I mean. Look, the visual is the visual. That is the visual. Okay. And then on his side, he has this dad that looks like he's young enough to be his brother. All right. So that should let you know something there. I think he had Jemiah when he was like 15 or something. Like, it's terrible. Because he was like, come on, bruh. And it's like, bruh, that's your son. There should be a son there. But that's how Jemiah wasn't really raised by his dad. So that, give you some room for not having representation of a good man in the household. All right, there you go with that. And then he has his two aunts that are there. And one of them has an attitude and a side pony. So y'all should, you know what I'm saying, her pony to the side. And she legs shaking, okay? Whenever there's legs shaking and they ain't up in the air, it's never a good thing, okay? Something should and probably will pop off if there's a lot of legs shaking and hands around the mouth. Just something I've noticed, you know, like a whole bunch of shaking a leg. I probably can hear it on the microphone. Anyway, all right, so they're getting married in 10 days. Neither side of the family is saying that they will be there because they are so against it. Now, the reason why they decided to come on the show so close to their nuptials, Tracy McMillan had to ask, because that's kind of weird for you to want to come 10 days before the wedding, you know, to talk about issues that y'all have within y'all family. Like, you know, it just seems like a lot of rushing the entire time. I think we can pretty much say that and put a nail in it, but they're going to repeat that ever so often, frequently throughout the episode. Okay, ever so often and frequently. Okay, look, oxymoron, my bad. But y'all know what I'm saying. They're going to be talking about how the two of these people are rushing into this relationship and everything feels rushed. Well, at the engagement party, people were giving speeches, drunken speeches that were a tad bit disrespectful. One auntie had to stand up and tell everybody that I just want y'all to know I'm that bitch in this family. Okay, and it's just like, oh, that bitch, sit down. Sit down. Don't nobody need that from old women, okay? And anybody over 25 is too old to be saying some stuff like that on a microphone in front of a room full of family members and friends and people we don't know. That's just way too much. And if you young, somebody should have snatched your ass off that microphone before you got 10 words out your mouth, okay? That's just how I feel about it. So watching the family dynamic. So y'all, you know, family of ignorant folks. So I didn't know how this was going to turn out. Then I had seen the preview, so I was nervous. I thought there would be a rumble and a tumble. But in all honesty, they didn't really want to do nothing. Like, if they really wanted to do something, they were sitting right next to each other. It's his aunt and her sister, Cindy's sister and Jemiah's aunt. And they were apparently the two people that got into it at the wedding. I wasn't very clear because I saw a woman run across the room and start to hit a man. That's what I thought I saw, okay? But I could have been confused. Either way, the auntie on Jemiah's side is feeling some type of way about the way they family came at everybody, talking about the sisters. The one sister in particular seems to be probably the youngest sister, okay? Okay, look, obviously, okay? So there was some back and forth there, but the aunt was trying to explain to everybody while they're sitting and putting everything out on the table that the family, Jemiah's family, feel like Cindy seduced him, or, you know, like she pulled the wool over his eyes, or she put that snatch on him, and the next thing you know, he's all sewed up and losing his mind. And before she could really get that out all the way, the little young sister, legs shaking, okay, is bothered and, girl, please, girl, down with your weak ass. Do something. I know you ain't gonna do nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, just being real ignorant ass, immature, like, you know, just doing the most in this moment, and always the threat of fighting. That's how you know somebody young, because they don't even want to have a conversation. They can't even read you. All they can jump to is, I bet you won't fight. I bet you won't fight. Like, that's what they jump to, okay? That's their default for I can't explain in words how distressed I am by you in this moment. So instead, I'm going to threaten to whoop your ass by saying you really don't want none of this, okay? And yeah, older people do it too, but it's a young folks default, especially young females, okay, as far as I can tell. But either way, they jump up, get in each other's faces. The families have to come and break the situation up. And, you know, we have to reset because things have gotten a bit popping, as Tracy said. Things have started to pop a bit. Pop all over the place. Okay, things are popping off. Okay, let's take a breath. Yeah, you feel better already? Okay, one more deep breath. All right, we're taking deep breath. Okay, look, get it in. Take that deep breath and calm all y'all asses down. Okay, and let's try to start this family meeting again. So they get back to Cindy seducing Jemiah. And Cindy honestly didn't think it was that much of an insult. She felt like, well, I mean, I'm real, I do have that snatch. All right, obviously, I would have put something all on him, okay? So her sisters explained they think that she jumped into this too fast and she is rebounding from the baby daddy. So then Jemiah's relationship and how the girl just left him. So they both already have trust issues and past traumatic experiences with their relationships. But here we are either way. And it's just kind of like, yeah, we can see how the family might feel that way. But family, so far, y'all are the main problem in this relationship. Not these two people who y'all are screaming about aren't ready for this relationship. Y'all are the ones that seem to have the issue and the problem. Y'all are the ones getting into all of the altercations with the legs shaking and eye rolling, okay, and threatening with the physical. But you know what? Yeah, we're going to act like it's Jemiah and Cindy's immature, issues that are causing the problem in the relationship. Like, let's do that, family. So Jemiah goes to play 20 questions with Cindy's sisters, okay? And the thing that kills me is for two families that don't like the other party or the other family so much, y'all got along very well. Like, y'all really got along and played the game and laughed and giggled and had a good time. And we know you love our sister and we know you're a good guy. You know what I'm saying? We just don't think that y'all are ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, it went from, oh, we can't stand each other to, oh, we love him. We gonna be able to be on the same page. I was just like, damn, y'all edited the shit out this, or we're missing something, or y'all was putting on to get on a television show. But either way, it just kind of felt like such a fast transition from beefage to all of a sudden, oh, we just love him. Okay, like, child, please. And then that part about him wanting to be a police officer, girl, when I tell y'all I was so taken aback, I was like, okay, the way you dressed, and I mean, it wasn't even just about the fact that he had a grill or whatever, it was the way he was dressed. He looked like somebody that had spent a lot of money on his polos, okay? And whenever somebody is young, a good provider, got a grill, not famous, don't play a sport, just live in a regular, schmegular southern probably, or just a neighborhood, whatever, and they got money, and they spending money on nice polo shirts, and they got, going back emphasis on grills and stuff. The visual gave, I sell drugs for a living. But then he said he wanted to be a police officer, and I was just like, oh, he must be in tech. Because, you could do that in tech. You ain't in customer service. So maybe he's in the tech business. I don't know what he's in. But all I know, I mean, he could just have a regular job. They got people that work good jobs, service industry, that look like that, bus tables, waiters, whatever. But I'm just saying, y'all know what I'm saying. I just said it. But I was surprised by that. And then they asked him if he ever cheated on somebody. And he says yes, but seeing how hurt the girl was when he cheated, I didn't know whether that was Cindy or a previous relationship, but seeing how much that hurt her made him realize that that's not something that he wants to do. He was emotional and crying most of this conversation. So, obviously somebody that is in touch with their emotions enough to not be like toxic masculinity type situation. But things get toxic, just not in this moment. So Cindy is over in the kitchen cooking with the aunties and the daddy. And one of the aunts, the one who wasn't so vocal during the sit down, is really pushing this idea that they need counseling and that they're rushing into the situation. And it's like, we get it. What else do y'all have besides their rushing? Okay. Everyone sits down at the table to eat together. They've learned some things about one another. They've had a come to Jesus moments, and everybody's getting along. But then there's conversation of why Cindy doesn't come around a lot. Apparently, she doesn't want to spend time with his family. She feels uncomfortable around them. And I'm like, well, until you get to know them, it's always going to be uncomfortable. Like, you don't know them and you're coming in as the son's or, the nephew's girlfriend who's older than him with 2 kids. And we know he's hardworking and a good provider. Of course, they're going to be apprehensive about what your motives are. Are you using my nephew as somebody to take care of you and your kids, but you don't really love him? Are you still hung up over your ex? Okay, and it's not even just coming from their side looking at Cindy like, oh, she's the problem. Some of the aunties might feel like that, but there are other aunties that feel like collectively they are just jumping into a situation and neither one of them are ready. So, it's a lot going on with that. But to me, I feel like Cindy is being immature. You cannot be with this man and feel like you can't, go to his people house every once in a while and spend time with them so that it's not always so uncomfortable when you are around. It's uncomfortable because there's a lack of familiarity in a familiar situation. This is his family. He's comfortable and you're not. So you have to be around more so you can be comfortable. That's how this works. It doesn't matter what type of relationship you are in. When you first meet somebody's family, it usually is uncomfortable. So I'm just kind of looking at her like, well, you have to make an effort. You can't just sit on your elbows and say, oh, they make me feel uncomfortable, so I don't want to get to know them, but I'm going to marry their nephew who they're close to. That doesn't work. That's going to be a problem. So she has to make an effort. It's not just on his family. So then Tracy checks in with the couple, and there have been some inappropriate texts from the ex old man, the baby daddy. At least that's the way Jemiah feels. And Cindy feels like the conversation is always about her kids, okay? The conversation is always about my kids. I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't even know why you bringing this up right now. She got upset because he even brought up the ex. She doesn't want to talk about the ex. It's like, well, girl, we're here 10 days before your wedding. We need to get all this out on the table right now. But she feeling some type of way about the fact that he brought it up. Then he brings up how she changed the ex's name to a girl's name in her phone. I said, that's never a good sign. That is never a good sign. It's somebody who has had a hard time getting over exes. Okay? That's why I'm glad I don't have a lot of people on my roster, because it is hard to get that physical connection off for you. Okay? So I'm going to say this. I feel like the fact that you feel the need to change his name in your phone so that your old man won't feel no type of way means that there's something to feel some type of way about, which means that conversation is inappropriate and it is problematic. And if I was his family, I wouldn't trust you with my nephew neither, because it looked like you still want to be with your ex. It looked like you and your ex are, just rebounding for a second. So you rushing into a marriage is definitely not the move that anybody feels like you should make. But y'all gonna look at the family members like they crazy. But once you didn't put that on the table, you still talking to him in an inappropriate manner, and you obviously still have feelings because you just upset that somebody asked you to talk about that relationship, considering the fact that it was only, a few months ago. It wasn't even that long ago that they had broken up. They've been together 4 months or something like that, 3 months. I couldn't even remember what the time period was that they had been together, but she had been with that ex much longer. So it all looks wrong. I'm sorry. Cindy and Jemiah, y'all relationship looks wrong. Then she brings up how he messaged some girl, what you doing? And it's like, oh, girl, nice try. But oh, no, that's not the same thing. So, she storms out of their session with Tracy, goes into the kitchen, and is obviously upset. And Jemiah's dad is like, well, what's going on with you? What's wrong with you? And she's like, oh, he's just bringing up stuff from the past, fuck him, and all of this. And, talking about he shouldn't have just, he should have left it alone. And so he hear her going off about it. So he gets up and comes into the kitchen because he's in the dining room eating. And he like, what you mad for? All I did was answer a question. They asked me a question and I answered the question. How you gonna get mad? So he came in there on rah-rah. She was already on rah-rah. And the dad actually said, Jemiah, you need to go and get yourself together because you came in here with some rah-rah energy and it's not right. You need to just have a conversation with her and say, baby, that's not what it is. And I didn't mean, for it to bother you. You need to come to her in a better way. But I also feel like her tone is messed up as well. You the one wrong and got the audacity to be sitting up here acting like this man did something to you. Okay, like, I'm sorry, but no. Okay, and I'm glad that her sisters told her that she was wrong. Her sisters was like, you have to talk about your ex. That's why we here, because you still got issues from being in that relationship. You need to deal with that before you marry this man. But she keeps saying that they're past it. Her sisters say, well, if you passed it, then you should be able to talk about it. Okay. Jemiah and his dad go on the basketball court, and they have a conversation about how he really wasn't there for Jemiah. He was in and out of jail and all of that type of stuff. And tells him that he needs to go in there and be a better man than him and apologize to everybody for, the way they were talking to each other, because they got into it and it was rather like, in your face, screaming and hollering, F you, no, F you. It was a lot of violent vocalization of their emotions. And it's not the way you should argue with somebody you love, because it feels like at any moment somebody can get cracked upside the head with something. But he goes back inside and apologizes, and the sisters want and he apologizes to everybody, but the sisters want Cindy to sit down and talk about the ex. She tells them that she doesn't want to be with her baby daddy, but she still has love for him, because how could you not love somebody that you have kids with, that you were with for that long? And Jemiah treats her like a queen, and she's not going to go back to whatever the relationship was with the ex that wasn't good for her, because he didn't treat her well. So she's letting them know, screaming and hollering basically, that yes, I might still love my ex, but at the same time, I want to be with Jemiah because Jemiah treats me better, and I'm not going back to being mistreated to be with my ex. I'm not going to that, okay? Like, she, all rah-rah, and I'm like, y'all putting a lot of this responsibility on Jemiah, like Cindy ain't in here with the rah-rah as well, okay? But everybody still feels like they need some more time. Like, they really need more time. Jemiah and Cindy talk alone, and he says that he wants to move forward with their relationship, and he feels like they can make it work. And she agrees, and she feels bad for the way she acted with him, but they agree that they need to just let go of the past. So then the whole family sits down. Okay, we've had this wonderful weekend. We've had our come to Jesus moment with the auntie and the sister. Everybody's been having a good time. Yes, we had a blow up, but ultimately they were able to resolve the issue. So family, what y'all feel? Every single one of the family members said that they don't think they're ready and they don't get their blessing. Well, Cindy and Jemiah said, that's fine, but we're going to get married anyway. So in 10 days, they got married, and everybody showed up, contrary to what they told us they was going to do. They showed up for the wedding and had a good time and ate that food and dressed in their little pretty dresses and wore their side ponies and had life and all of this. So it's just kind of like, was this just for TV? Was this just for TV? I mean, y'all obviously have issues, but was it just for TV? Either way, at the end of it, they said that they're still happily married. Good for them. I think their personalities probably are good for each other. So, we wish them all the best. Hope y'all enjoyed. See you in the next one.